Hello. Tablighi Jamaat, who plan to put up the biggest mosque in Europe in the East End of London, West Ham, have produced this glossy brochure to explain to the local residents around West Ham what they're doing and why they're planning to do it and so on. Frankly, so much of this is just nonsense. Let me illustrate my points. In here they tell the local residents that they are a non-political and a peaceful organisation. That is provably untrue. Tablighi Jamaat runs itself by what it calls the 6 points of Tablighi. These are basic 6 Islamic principles, and point number 5 is about sincerity. And they make the point very strongly that when you go on military jihad, when you go on holy war, you must do so sincerely unto Allah. That is their own point, that is their own principle. So it's hardly an organisation that is peaceful and non-political when they're telling their followers how they should go to war. Tablighi Jamaat has been associated with a number of people who have planned atrocities. You think of people like Richard Reed, 2 of the 7/7 bombers, a number of those who are associated with the airline terror plot in August 2006, and indeed more recently 2 of the Glasgow car bombers. They also say in this document that they're very proud of and they want to use as a model their school up in Dewsbury. They've already got a school up in Dewsbury in Yorkshire, and they want to use that as a model to bring it down here to London. What nonsense that is. It's very simple for anyone to go to Ofsted website and download a copy of the Ofsted report on their Dewsbury school. Let me read to you just a couple of sentences from it. This school, it says, in the school teaching is unsatisfactory in well over half of the lessons. Overall, by the age of 16 years, Ofsted says, pupils are not achieving well in public examinations. Is that a model school that we'd want to have down here in London? I think not. They also say in here that they want to communicate with, they want to engage with the good people of Newham in order to explain their plans and so on. Well, it's this self-same Tablighi Jamaat that want to communicate and engage that have actually been completely irresponsible in the way they have managed their site so far. Some years ago they put up kitchens, ablution blocks, a car park, outhouses, all completely without any planning permission whatsoever. When they bought the site, they knew the site was very contaminated, yet they did nothing about this. They had people coming onto the site and so on. It was contaminated because it used to be a chemical works there. It's only when recently, under the Freedom of Information Act, I managed to get hold of a recent contamination report that we discover that the site is a high risk from an environmental point of view and a significant risk to current site users. Are those responsible users of this site? I think not. Tablighi Jamaat is traditionally hostile to many peoples. It's traditionally hostile to many Muslims, Shias, Sufis, Barelwis and so on. I don't think they're the sort of people we want to have building this national landmark mosque. Indeed, I challenge Tablighi Jamaat to a public debate over some of the statements they've got in here. I challenge them to it. They can name the place, they can name the time, they can appoint the chair of the debate. But we have to challenge them on these statements they're putting in here. This mosque will not be good for London, it will not be good for the nation, and it must be stopped.